today's themes analysis, आज का सबसे पहला टॉपिक है राहुल से CEC is protecting those destroying your democracy। तो यहाँ पर कुछ ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं, सिंस इट इज़ अ पॉलिटिकल न्यूज़। सो चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड चीफ इलेक्शन कमीशन बोथ आर इम्पॉर्टेंट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस। तो ये जो आपकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी है, इसके ऊपर आप इंडियन पॉलिटी से नोट्स बना लीजिएगा, दिस इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट। एंड उसके अलावा जो स्पेशल इंटेंसिव रिविजन का जो एक टर्म आ जाता है वो भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है। आगे चलते हैं नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पे। ऑल्सो येस, वन थिंग मोर, रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट जो 1951 का है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका अटैक ऑन वन ऑफ अस इज एन अटैक ऑन बोथ, से Saudi Arabia Pakistan pact. Saudi Arabia and Pakistan have signed a defense pact declaring that an attack on either nation will be considered an attack on both. The agreement comes amid rising tensions in the West Asia following Israel's strike on Gaza after October 7 Hamas attack. So the pact highlighted joint defense cooperation, particularly given Pakistan's status as only Muslim majority nuclear power. Observers suggest that the deal could extend a nuclear umbrella to Saudi Arabia, especially as the Riyadh remains concerned about Iran's nuclear ambitions. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman signed the agreement with Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwar ul Haq Kakar. While the pact avoids explicitly mentioning nuclear weapons, it emphasizes safeguarding the regional security and stability. Analysts note this move strengthens Saudi-Pakistan ties, which have historically been close, and may reshape the security balance in the region. So, meanwhile, the India's Ministry of External Affairs has said it will closely study the pact to protect the India's strategic interest. Next topic है आपका US visas of Indian executives revoked over the drug trafficking issue in the news. US Embassy in New Delhi has revoked and denied the visas for certain Indian business executives and corporate leaders. They were accused of involvement in smuggling fentanyl precursors into the US. Background क्या है? Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. Rising fentanyl crisis in the US causing thousands of overdoses deaths annually. So US accused two Indian companies of criminal conspiracies to traffic the precursors. Key detail क्या है इसकी? Precursors involved 4 piperidine and 1 BOC4 piperidine. So both are crucial for the illicit manufacturing and fentanyl and analogous. Family members of the executives may also face the consequences, part of US efforts, especially under the Trump administration, to curb the synthetic narcotics. India-US relations angles पे क्या अगर से हम देखें तो क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा? So this shows US concern over India's pharmacy or chemical exports, reflects bilateral cooperation in counter narcotics. India must balance the pharmaceutical trade interest with the international obligations. So governance and security dimensions के तौर पे अगर देखा जाए, so this is linked to transnational organized crime and drug trafficking. This impacts public health and India's corporate reputation abroad. Enforcement issues, monitoring of the chemical precursors in India. यूपीएससी रेलेवेंस में अगर हम बात करें तो कहीं ना कहीं इसका इंडिया यूएस रिलेशंस के ऊपर भी इम्पैक्ट पड़ता ही है। सो इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से भी रिलेट करता है। उसके अलावा हेल्थ कंसर्न्स जो हैं एंड इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड, ये सब इम्पॉर्टेंट है। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका इक्वलाइजिंग प्राइमरी फूड कंजम्पशन इन इंडिया। So India's public distribution system PDS ensures food security, but consumption inequality still persists. Article discusses on how to equalize the primary food consumption and improve the nutrition outcomes. सो की इश्यूज़ क्या है? कंजम्पशन इनइक्वालिटी भी है जिसके बारे में बात की गई है, दैट डिस्पाइट द एन एफ एस ए के बारे में आप सर्च कर लीजिएगा, and PDS, poor households consume fewer calories and proteins. Survey data shows disparities across income groups and states. So undernutrition भी है, low calorie or protein intake among the poorer households contributes to malnutrition. Energy and protein gaps remain high, especially for children and women. Mismatch in food supply. PDS largely provides cereals, example rice, wheat. Limited access to protein-rich food like pulses, oils, eggs, meats, etc. This leads to imbalanced diet. गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स भी यहाँ पर बताई गई हैं. PDS स्कीम है जो कि सप्लाई करती है सीरियल्स को. नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट है जिसे शॉर्ट फॉर्म में NFSA कहते हैं, 2013. दिस कवर 67% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. पोषण भारत अभियान भी है. पोषण अभियान भी एक स्कीम है. इम्प्रूविंग न्यूट्रिशन अमंग वुमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन. इंटीग्रेटेड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट सर्विसेज. रिकमेंडेशंस क्या दी गई हैं? डाइवर्सिफाई द PDS बास्केट. उसमें एडिबल ऑयल, एग्स, मिल्क पाउडर भी इंक्लूड करना चाहिए जिससे कैलोरीज जो है बैलेंस होगी और प्रोटीन्स और फैट्स भी मिलेगा. डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर इन फूड सब्सिडीज लाइक कैश ट्रांसफर्स हो गया फॉर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एंड पायलट प्रोग्राम्स इन सम स्टेट्स. टारगेटेड न्यूट्रिशन प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में भी बात किया गया है एज अ वे फॉरवर्ड where it should strengthen the ICDS midday meal portion 2.0. Focus on protein-rich and micronutrient food, address supply chain issues, improve procurement and shortages of the pulses and oil, expand food fortification efforts, etc. Next आपका टॉपिक है India needs more focus to reach SDG 3, a crucial goal. Context क्या है इसका? SDG 3 गुड हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग के ऊपर है. is central to substantial and sustainable development. India has made progress but remains off the track on key indicators. Current status क्या है? Life expectancy increase हुई है 70.2 years पे, but it is still below the global average. Global average कितना? 73.4 years. This is the global average. So maternal mortality rate के बारे में भी अगर हम बात करें, वो decline हुई है to 97 per 1 lakh live births, yet disparities remain between the states. So infant mortality rate भी है where 27 per 1000 live births have been there, still higher than the global average of 28. 27 non-communicable diseases भी उनके ऊपर भी अभी वर्क करना है where there are concerns about the rising poor diets, tobacco consumptions, alcohol consumption, obesity and sedentary lifestyles. What are the challenges? Wide urban, rural and interstate inequality in the healthcare access. So high out of the pocket expenditure burdens the families. Shortage of healthcare infrastructure and skilled workforce. Lifestyle diseases increasing faster than the health system preparedness. What are the recommendations which are being given in this article? सबसे पहले तो प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर और सिस्टम को स्ट्रेंथन करना है और प्रिवेंटिव केयर को भी स्ट्रेंथन करना है. देन यूनिवर्सल हेल्थ कवरेज विथ फाइनेंशियल प्रोटेक्शन भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है. फोकस ऑन मैटरनल एंड चाइल्ड हेल्थ थ्रू द न्यूट्रिशन अवेयरनेस एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल deliveries is also important. Compulsory health education in the schools to build awareness of healthy diets and lifestyle. Expand school meals to include the nutrient-rich food. Multi-sectoral approach where the food, urban planning, education and health integration is important. So, India must accelerate reforms addressing the inequalities and invest in public health to achieve the SDG 3 by 2030. So next आपका टॉपिक है होलिस्टिक अप्रोच. इंडिया नीड्स अ मल्टी pronged strategy to deal with the stubble burning. So the article stresses that stubble burning, a key contributor to North India's air pollution, needs a multi-pronged strategy. beyond the prosecution. Weak enforcement, farmers distressed, and poor incentives hinder the solutions. Strengthening CAQM, transparent evaluation, and not evacuation, evaluation, better incentives, and realistic policies rather than mere punitive measures are essential to address the pollution sustainably. अब बेसिकली होता क्या है, जो स्टबल बर्निंग होती है उसका इफेक्ट सबसे ज़्यादा विंटर्स में पड़ता है, स्पेसिफिकली ओवर द स्टेयर ऑफ नॉर्दर्न इंडिया एंड मोस्ट स्पेसिफिकली ऑन दिल्ली एंड इट्स surrounding areas. So that is why it becomes really very important to address the issues and make it very much enforceable upon the authorities and also make farmers aware of the consequences. क्योंकि इस पर्टिकुलरली अक्टूबर एंड नवंबर के महीने में बहुत ज़्यादा जब, और उसमें भी आपका जो दिवाली आती है वो उस समय सबसे ज़्यादा इफेक्ट करता है, स्पेशली व्हेन द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून हैज़ रिसीडेड. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका, व्हाई डिड इंडिया कंडेम दोहा स्ट्राइक. सो बेसिकली ये आर्टिकल जो है डिस्कस करता है अबाउट द इंडियाज कंडेमनेशन ऑफ द इजराइल एयर स्ट्राइक ऑन द इरानियन एम्बेसी compound in the Damascus, Syria, which killed senior Iranian commanders. India labeled the attack as a violation of international law and diplomatic norms, emphasizing the principle of inviolability and inviolability of the diplomatic missions under Vienna Convention. अब बेसिकली ये जो स्टैंड्स है ये हाईलाइट करता है कि India's consistent policy of opposing the strikes under diplomatic facilities regardless of the parties involved. So ये article basically note करता है that India's reaction differs from its cautious responses to earlier Israel-Hamas conflict episodes, where New Delhi balanced the criticism of Hamas October 7 attack with support for the Israel's right to defense and self-defense actions. So by condemning the Damascus strike, the India underlined its commitment to international laws, where even where it involves strategic partner like Israel. So this episode reflects India's delicate balancing in West Asia, where it seeks strong ties with Israel, Iran, and Arab states. So while safeguarding the principles of sovereignty, diplomacy, and regional stability, India ensures a balancing act. Next topic है आपका, US to revoke waiver on Chabahar port sanctions. So the US has announced it will revoke the sanctions waiver for India's development of the Iran's Chabahar port within 10 days, a move that could severely impact India's regional connectivity plans and its investment of over rupees 200 crore. So the waiver granted in 2018 allowed India to use the Chabahar port as an alternative route to Afghanistan and Central Asia bypassing Pakistan. The revocation is a part of Washington's maximum pressure strategy against the Iran. This decision comes despite recent India-US trade reapproachment and may affect India's strategic and economic interest, including a 10-year Chabahar agreement signed by India and the Iran in May 2024. Next topic है आपका, Ukraine hits Russian oil refinery deep behind front. So Ukrainian drones on Thursday hit a major Russian oil refinery some 1400 kilometers from the front line, triggering a fire. Officials from both the countries said the strike is the latest in the wave of drone attacks on Russia's energy infrastructure as Kyiv seeks to knock out Russia's vital energy revenues that fund its army. A source in Ukraine's SBU security agency said its drones had hit the heart of a refinery in the central Bashkortostan region run by the state-controlled energy giant. Unverified images on the Russian social media showed a fire at the facility and plume of dark smoke rising above it. So Russia typically does not confirm Ukrainian strikes, but Redy Khabirov, the Russian head of the region, said on Thursday that the refinery had been hit. The strikes over the summer months have knocked out a notable portion of the Russia's refinery capacity. Next आपका टॉपिक है, and this is the last topic of the day. UK deports first migrant to France under new deal. So मैं इसके बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट के बारे में अगर बात करूँ तो UK ने डिपोर्ट किया है इट्स फर्स्ट माइग्रेंट टू फ्रांस under a new bilateral deal signed in July 2025 between French President Emmanuel Macron and the British government. So the deportee, reportedly an Indian citizen, had arrived in the UK by small boat in August and was flown back on a commercial flight. The agreement follows one in one out system. So where for every migrant returned to France, the UK will accept a vetted migrant from France. So with preference for those having UK ties, the deal set to run on a trial basis until July 2026. So this is aimed at dismantling the human trafficking and smuggling networks exploiting migrants across the English Channel in small boats. The UK has allocated 100 million euros to boost the border security and curb smuggling gangs. However, the process has faced legal challenges as courts block deportations, in some cases citing the risk of modern day slavery. The government remains firm on continuing the deportations. So that's all for the day. Here I end my analysis. Thank you and have a nice day. I request you to like and subscribe my channel.